We ended up having 3 Susies for the movie. We had an animatronic, which represents Susie when she was found, abused, beaten, and half burned to death.
They just did an astounding job of having it look absolutely real from the outside, but having electronics on the inside. I was able to be at like 50 feet away from where the scene was happening, whispering instructions to the puppeteers, and I could ask them to move the paw a little bit, squint a little bit, turn its head, look at her in the eyes. So basically giving direction to our puppy animatronic. So it was just great to have a method that not only would work for the audience when the film is done, but to work for the actors on the set as the scenes were happening, where they could relate directly to that injured puppy, look in its eyes and have an emotional connection to it.
The other is a pit bull mix, the same as the real Susie, that we actually had a scar jacket made up for. So that literally when she is wearing makeup and dressed in this scar jacket, she has all the same wounds and scars as the real Susie.
The same group that did the animatronic dog took a look at Susie's scars at that young age, and we used bandaging around. It had fur that matched her fur, and it had the scar, the fresher scars along the back. So that combined with the bandages and the cone, which little puppy Susie had to wear together, looks quite convincingly like real puppy Susie looked back then.
And then we have the real Susie, who is really an extraordinary dog, who lived through this terrible ordeal and who is just an extremely sweet individual, gets along well with people, and believe it or not, takes direction wonderfully. She was probably the most cooperative actor that I had in the entire movie.
Working with the real Susie was a total treat. She was so well behaved. She was well trained. She's the animal that went through the experience. The camera loves her too. Even just a moment on film, and it's just, she's such a striking animal with those eyes. We couldn't have found any replacement for that personality. So I just said, well, we'll roll the dice. I know that we don't have a backup. If Susie decides she's not in the mood, it'll slow us down or we won't make our day or whatever, but you know what? I'll just have faith that it'll happen. And boy, she delivered. So I'm glad that we went with that choice.
It's really a story of someone overcoming deep, deep personal tragedy and transforming the world around them in an extremely positive way. And that is why Susie, I think, is going to be a very powerful and very influential movie.
To me, it's not a job. It's storytelling that matters with people who care. And if you enjoy it while you're doing it, and 10 years later you look back and say, that was a peak moment for all of us, and we're still proud of it, that's what you want. And I think that's what we've got.